The Secret Service busted a guy for counterfeiting $1 bills.
Good, that's what they should do.
This is Unimportant.
Guaranteed to not change your life. This is the Unimportant Podcast.
Welcome to the Unimportant Podcast. My name is Joe Bob. That is Anthony. The Secret Service they protect the president, right? That's that's a big job.
Yeah.
They do a lot of. I've had my own fair share of run-ins with the Secret Service. We'll get into that maybe at another point.
Please.
But they track down money too.
Yeah. So they're the brave guys that dive on the president.
Oh yeah.
They're have decided to give their lives
in front of the president. I don't know if they
tackle him, get on. You know what? They're the guys protecting the president at all costs.
Absolutely.
What I actually didn't know about the Secret Service is that it was actually originally created to combat counterfeiting money.
Really?
Yeah. It started back in 1865 for that purpose.
How does that transition into protecting the president and securing a lot of the? I don't know. I actually don't know anything they do other than protect the president.
I don't know if this is a real term, if I just created it. I'm going to call it bureaucratic creep.
Okay. Interesting.
Bureaucracies are always ever expanding, and they eventually need to come up with new and more things for them to waste money while they're doing. Not that protecting the president has wasted money, but
imagine like that being the thing that you do. Like your job is X, and you're really good at. All right, we're going to stop counterfeiting. Oh, wait, hold on. We have to keep the president alive? That's now a part of the thing that we do?
What Monday morning meeting did that come up in? Well,
okay. So, as we're collecting these dollar bills, we want to notice that there's a small little mark in there. Also, we have to make sure the president doesn't get shot.
In any extra time you have, will you protect that guy over there? So anyways, I think it was the late 1930s.
Okay.
The Secret Service starts tracking this guy who is counterfeiting $1 bills.
Isn't that right at the tail end of the Great Depression, or in the middle?
They don't know when he started.
Well, I'm just saying I might be counterfeiting at that point too. I don't know if I can blame the guy,
right?
But I would be counterfeiting hundreds.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's kind of the whole thing. If you're gonna counterfeit, do it right. Yeah. And the thing was, they were terrible. They were very, very poor quality.
Oh, jeez.
They were not good. But it's who do you you don't hold a $1 bill up to the light to see if it's real. You don't use little marker pens on $1 bills. That's nonsense.
No, you don't do that at all.
I don't even know if they had those back then, but
full disclosure, one time we printed, this is when I was in sixth. Actually, it wasn't me. It was a friend that I had. This friend of mine printed a dollar bill and gave it to the ice cream man and in exchange for a Ninja Turtle ice cream thing with the bubblegum eyes. The next day he felt so bad that he gave him $2 or however much. He made up the cost and said, "Hey, the bill I gave you yesterday was fake." But it worked. It totally worked.
This friend's mother drug him out to the curb with two $1 bills.
No, this friend did it on his own. But at the same time, had his mom been involved, it would have been much messier, which is probably why he may have owned up to it.
Yeah. So anyways, they're tracking this guy. He's doing a terrible job counterfeiting $1 bills, but they can't catch him. He's using every tactic in the book. They eventually named this guy Mr. 880, which is his case number, because they had no idea who this guy was.
How are both of those things simultaneously happening?
So
this guy's brilliant from evading authorities, but also terrible at committing the crime that the authorities want him for.
I think he realized he was so good at evading that he was forget it. And
I guess, yeah.
Again, I think probably his tactic was I'm not going to spend any time making good counterfeits
if they can't catch me.
And I mean, $1 was actually a lot more.
Oh, totally.
It's probably $5 now or whatever.
Totally.
Now, but he never spent the money at the same place. If you went to a store and used the counterfeit money, that was the last. He would go and buy groceries or
you would probably get
stuff for the garage.
You'd probably get coins too in return.
Yeah.
Those are legit.
Yeah.
And then you can go and take those other places.
But he would never return to that store.
Wow.
Which is you can't set up a sting for the guy if it's totally random.
It also would be hard to do that now with a bunch of in the densely populated area that we live in. It would be difficult to do that now. I could off the top of my head name 4 grocery stores that I would go to, and then,
seriously,
and then a month later, now I'm out of grocery stores to go to.
And back then, you couldn't Yelp to find more.
Oh no! Yeah, I don't think they had Yelp back then.
So the guy was eventually caught at the age of 73.
Whoa!
His name was Edward Mueller. They caught him, charged him, all that. They caught him because a bunch of little kids were out playing in the yards and stuff and found a bunch of money in his garage.
Oh, gee. The kids found money in his garage?
The kids found money and told their parents. He had bags full of money.
That is exactly how that guy would
absolutely.
get caught.
Absolutely.
You have the Secret Service, let's just say the FBI. You have all of these people, these different entities after you. People it's their full-time job to catch you.
And some kid kicks a soccer ball into your garage and it's all over.
Yeah. It's like, mister, can I get what is that?
Yeah, so the kid's going home Mom, he's got grocery bags full of money in his garage.
Jeez.
The parents call the police because they just thought it was weird and they catch him. So he's sentenced to a year in jail, but his sentence was reduced to 4 months.
Wait, after 10 years of counterfeiting money?
Yeah.
And however many thousands of dollars he did that with, which again,
probably not that many thousand, probably 1,000.
Adjusted for inflation, that's still a heavy chunk of change.
It's
in the
a
late
chunk
30s.
of change, but it's still not that much. I mean, think about it. Even if it's 10 years, did you spend the money once a week? I don't think he was out 4 times a day. He would run out of stores pretty quick.
Well, I wonder, how many thousands would it have to be? So
I think it's probably 1,000 or 2,000.
Okay, well.
I don't think he spent more. because again, it's 1940 or whatever. It's not stuff. It's not like he was walking out of Albertsons with $120.
I'm just trying to do the math here. If he had made 10,000 counterfeit $1 bills, adjusted for inflation, let's just say that's $20,000. He gets sentenced to a year, only does 4 months. So you make $20,000.
His hourly rate's pretty good.
Not doing much.
So what I think is the most ironic thing about this whole story, a comedy movie was made about him in 1950 called Mr. 880.
Really?
He made significantly more money in royalties from the movie than he ever did in counterfeiting.
How much? Do you know how much it was?
I don't know how much it was. I believe it was hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Of course you would. Of course that's how that would work out. Because you know what? That's just the way life is. You try you try to pull the wool over the government's eyes, maybe rightfully so. The government tries to catch you and you end up making more money off of it than you would have if they just let you keep going.
In the end, he had the last laugh.
Of course.
This is unimportant.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of the podcast. If you want to make a difference and change the world, probably listen to something else.